Am I the only one who thought this movie was absolutely terrible? I just saw I Know What You Did Last Summer, an unnecessary sequel to the classic mini franchise from the 90s. This review may contain spoilers. A group of young adults are involved in a car accident and flee the scene before the police arrive. I didn't have high expectations going in. The trailer did not impress me at all. Despite having little hope for this, it still managed to shock me how boring it was. Before I go in on this, I will say two positive things. One, Jennifer Love Hewitt is very talented and does great line delivery towards the end, paying homage to the previous movies. And two, there is a good twist that I didn't see coming. And that's what makes this kind of unfortunate, because both of these moments deserved a better film. This really should have been a Jennifer Love Hewitt movie, just focusing on her character and what her character's been up to, and maybe the victims throughout the movie could have been her friends and her colleagues, and it just would have been 10 times better. It just would have made more sense, and it would have tied to the twist at the end. It would have made more sense, and it just would have been a much better payoff. Because the way it's written now, it's so random. I mean, it's a good twist, but it's so random. And also, these new characters that we're introduced to are giving nothing. Like, they are such a waste of time. They're boring. They're poorly written. They're unattractive. Like, call me shallow, but the lead actress is just so unsightly to watch. It was just bad and very odd. She just doesn't look like a leading lady. She does not have the charisma to carry a movie. The so-called accident that jumpstarts the events to come was so dumb. The whole time I was thinking, why is anyone even panicking? Just call 911 and wait until the EMT arrives. It didn't make any sense. So much so, I was thinking maybe there was going to be more to the story, but no, that was it. Like, some person swerves off the road, and it was like it was no one's fault. Some of the dialogue is weird and forced. This one chick is crying because she's going to be a widow, and her friend says, yeah, but a hot widow. Like, who says that right after their friend's fiance gets unalived? Even if you never saw the original movies, you can tell that the film itself is objectively bad. We're almost an hour in and it feels like it's dragging. I am so bored, and we get 2 or 3 people getting unalived and it's still not winning me over. These scenes are so over the top and don't involve the iconic hook. Only the very end is the hook used, and I was still bored to tears, and I was checking my watch constantly. Why is the fisherman setting up all these elaborate traps, basically, when he can just use the hook? That's like Ghostface never using his knife. I will say that some of the sound effects during these scenes were eerie, but these scenes suck, so that eerie feeling doesn't even last. There's also a dream sequence with Sarah Michelle Gellar. She looked amazing, and I was wondering if they did use de-aging on her face. The dream was very weird, and they had the nerve to rip off Freddy vs. Jason, where Laurie has a nightmare. Like, are you kidding me? It was just so random, and it was just a cheap knockoff. The ending dragged so much. I assumed there was going to be another twist, because why the hell are we sticking around with these characters? But no, we're still subjected to these boring girls and poor acting even more. This was torture. Just flipping end already. Like, why are you putting us through this? Please do not waste your time. I am begging you. This needs to be a flop so they will finally stop making these terrible reboots. I give this a 2 out of 10, and I do not recommend. Probably the worst movie I've seen all year, and I've seen some pretty bad movies, but this was just inexcusable. Like, you had the foundation, you had the material to make something great, even though it was a cash grab. It still could have had some heart and soul in it, and they just wasted it.